Well, fellas, it's been a while since I've done a revisit. I think the last one was Thy Flesh Consumed, and to be honest, wasn't that fond of that. That was so blatantly a lazy grab. But I've been much better about my recording. But I'm here to do another revisit, Scythe 2. But this time, I'm not alone. Today with me, I have
MtPain27.
the one, the only. This was your
Indeed.
idea. This was your idea, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. I wanted to. First of all, I always like watching your reaction videos because it's like you're like first in line in terms of the people whose responses I gauge how successful I was with the video. So I count on your responses. I lean on them pretty often. Um, But also, you expressed a lot of like extreme positivity about Scythe 2, and it's one of my favorite WADs. And I figured that if we were going to do a revisit, it would at least be constructive to like if you're gonna. I wanted to give you a platform upon which to talk about Scythe 2, and I figured that using the Dean of Doom video might be a nice template, and I wanted to be here to just like throw my 2 cents in on top of my more than 2 cents in the video. So it's your rodeo, so you tell me what to do, and we'll start whenever you like.
Oh, I guess. Oh, you know what? Actually, I get to do this now. I'm so excited. It's time for my preamble, but he's here this time. Mount Pain, have you given me consent to make this video?
I have an neurometry. You have my consent.
What should they do if they haven't seen the original?
They should go check out the Scythe 2 Dean of Doom.
And they should give you the first view, and then come back
That's
here,
right.
and we'll watch it together.
That's right.
All
We'll
right.
all watch it together.
We'll all watch it together. Volume looks good. Let's begin Scythe 2. You weren't fond of these chapters thing you were talking about earlier.
I actually just disabled them, so if you refresh, it probably won't be there.
Here,
It might be, but it might not be.
I'll do that real
Not
quick.
important though.
Oh, I picked a great time to There we go. I was watching this
Either
before
gone.
when I was playing through it.
That's what I'm talking about. Hello there, I'm MtPain27, and this is Dean of Doom, the show where we give grades to classic and contemporary Doom WADs. Why? Because ranking things is fun. Today's episode will be dedicated to Scythe 2, Eric Alm's acclaimed follow-up to his debut
Oh, man.
Megawad.
I love the title screen music in Scythe 2 so much.
It's great. It's super ominous,
Mhm.
but not in like a obvious way. It's honestly Scythe 2 for me was one of my like scariest WADs to open up and play for a long time. Once I got to the vegetation episode, it was just very intimidating.
Mhm.
So it still strikes a nerve with me.
That's really when it takes the gloves off.
Scythe, first released in 2005 and completed in 2009 with the addition of maps 28 to 30, Scythe 2 broke new ground with its innovative level progression, lavish detailing, and cutting-edge combat. In the words of Doom World historian Not Jabba, Scythe 2 hit on a certain something, a magic formula that modern maps...
Hey, it's the Discord font now.
Yeah, I know. They changed it. Just a side note, that is essential reading. Roots, the evolution of Doom level design. That, along with the 100 most memorable maps list, got me... I mean, it's one of the elements that got me into Dean of Doom.
Oh yeah, I don't know if it's this article specifically I've been reading, but there was some history of mapping thing that I read on and off. Maybe it is this. I don't know.
It probably is that, because it talks about some of the benchmark WADs. It includes our Scythe 2, Alien Vendetta, Real Plutonia. It gives like a mini history of those, but it's such a comprehensive overview of how custom mapping evolved. It's like, I don't know, pretty comprehensive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mappers tend to draw on regardless of what mapping school they're in or who they credit as their most direct influences. Simply put, this Megawad defined what a modern map set looks and feels like. It tapped into the bloodstream of the Doom community and fed us a drug. One of the main ingredients in Scythe 2's winning formula is its organization into 6 aesthetically distinct episodes with forced pistol starts that steadily escalate in difficulty, a refinement of the original Scythe structure. It's not hard to see why Eternity and Valiant borrowed this model. Breaking up a Megawad into discrete chunks aids digestion, and offers a more varied experience than your typical 32-map marathon. Also, like its predecessor, Scythe 2 is a litmus test for your dooming ability. Those who can handle the later episodes with ease should have their names engraved on busts in the Doom Hall of Fame. I saved the best for last this hard sequels month, so kick back and enjoy the fireworks, folks. Here's how the show works.
Every map gets 1 grade for quality and 1 for difficulty. On the quality side, the grades go from A to F. Grade A levels are fun,
this is pre-Tears
memorable,
of Pain.
visually distinctive, creative, and a
Yeah,
fair
this is
challenge.
the old,
Difficulty grades
intro.
go from X to E.
There's
X
a
for
slight
extreme,
twist on this
E
one.
for easy, A through D in
This
between.
particular
Keep in
one.
mind that I'm not the world's best Doom player, and
Oh yeah.
I guess I am halfway decent at the game if I can beat Plutonia 2, Hell Revealed 2, and Scythe 2. But if I can do it, so can you. Anyway, I also probably don't have the
motivation.
same ideas about what makes a great
Very
level as
true.
you do.
If
But
I
that's
can do it,
okay.
anybody can.
Disagreeing is part of the fun, after all. At the end of the day, this show is about spreading the joy of Doom. So let's do so. Quickly before we start, the rules are we play on ultraviolence and must pistol start each level. I need to play the WAD twice before reviewing it. Saves are allowed, and we go for 100% kills in all levels, making exceptions when it's just not worth it. I play on Z-Doom with compatibility set to strict. Now to the WAD. Map 1.
Yeah, this
Castle
is
Entryway.
egotistical to say, but I always get excited by those like episode markers in my videos. Just like letting the music play for a little bit always like gets me kind of like psyched to see what the next theme is.
Yeah.
But because it gives it, I'm trying to give the same impression as like when I open up the Megawad and finish off an episode and move into the next one. So I just like that little detail.
This is the one that got you into Sisters of Mercy, isn't it?
Yes, it is. This is I consider it kind of an inferior cover of Temple of Love, which is just an unbelievable track. The week that I was making this video, I went running a bunch of times and listened to Sisters of Mercy, and it was just it got me really jacked up.
Oh yeah, you
That's
fucking
why I put
run.
the
That's right.
Yeah, I ran outdoors then. Nowadays I go run inside, on and off. I'm not like a gym rat or anything. Yeah, no, this is a clear-cut example of a Doom WAD getting me into a band in real life, which is it's a cool experience.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, 2 secrets right off the bat. Get the chainsaw behind this wall.
You know what? Actually, I can relate to that because there was I forget the name of the WAD that I used to play, but it was like you could play as monsters, and there was like a whole fucking like monster pack, and
Nice.
the test map used a Children of Bodom song, so I was instantly a fan.
Cool, very nice.
Big fan.
And the shotgun from the tunnel behind this metal face. Now you're ready to rumble. Castle entryway is laid back and prettier than most of Scythe 1 all by itself. The earthy custom textures splashed with bright reds, the tasteful trick bridge, and the gentle lighting are a feast for the eyes. It's kind of funny. The whole first episode is scored by midified gothic rock songs. Get it? Like gothic architecture? Whatever, I think it's funny. The exit blocking Revenant
I
is
thought it
much
was
more
funny.
foreboding if you played Scythe 2 before. Grade A-,
Doom guy
difficulty
smile,
D-.
worst critic.
Map 2, Rooftop Warzone. With some help from a friendly candle secret, you can cushion the start of this one. The action is slightly higher impact than Map 1, but not by much. I almost died here, but I was being a pinhead, and if you get into trouble, Eric's got your back with yet another candle secret. This Mancubus imp fight on the roof is fun, and I like the floor texture and the design on the ceiling. Solid map. Grade B+, difficulty D. Map 3, Castle Gardens 2. The centerpiece of the Gothic episode, Castle Gardens 2 is a perfect tutorial on how to open up a level organically, moving from the dank dungeon tunnels to the castle grounds to the runaround outside the walls, where you'll reckon with the first big fight in the WAD. Once again, the secrets are a nice diversion, and can help with some of the heavier stuff, like this surprise archvile.
Didn't even know you could make that jump, I'll be completely honest.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind, when I was playing this for the recording, I think it was my 3rd time through, because I had the aborted first attempt, and then my second run, which I did complete the entire WAD. And then I came back to it like a month later, so I had a lot of experience, like, kind of hunting around all the levels. So
I see.
if you replayed it, you'd definitely see the jump.
Oh yeah. Fun fact! This map apparently in multiplayer has evil Marines in it.
No way. See, I think I remember looking at like the statistics and seeing that Eric had balanced these for multiplayer, but I had no idea that he put yeah, I would not want to what's the UV plus? Yeah.
Oh, I would
not
love
want
to
a
UV plus
this. Yeah, I wouldn't. I think that would be overwhelming if you actually put sequence breaking enemies in there.
Yeah.
Appearance. Sprightly combat, memorable setting, replayability. This map's got it all. Grade A, difficulty C. Map 4, Cursed Cellars. This is a pure popcorn map. Offensive, rapid fire, and fun. Eric Alm's lighting continues to impress, from this shadowy basement skirmish to the high contrast archvile attack by the blue key. All the properties of light be damned. It looks cool. Keep a lookout for more candles, and have your
Was
plasma...
that a pun? High contrast when the lights are out?
What's up?
Was that a pun saying high contrast when the lights are out?
Oh, I don't think it's a pun. I think it was just what it is. I mean, the archvile is all lit up versus it being in the dark.
Oh,
Eric's
okay.
very good at that. the next episode's lighting in particular is just really shockingly good,
Yeah, absolutely.
especially for 2005. I have to keep reminding myself this is 2005. Like, it predates Kama Sutra by I think a couple of months or something like that. Although I guess the last couple maps were all like 2008 or 2009, so not entirely, but
It predates
it's
me
really
being in the...
really amazing looking maps.
Yeah, it predates me being in the 2nd grade.
You love using that your age and your relative youth as a meter stick. I'm only 3 years older than you, by the way. So
Yeah.
it's not like I would have been in 5th grade. I wasn't even playing Doom at that point. But
Yeah.
neither were you, obviously.
Oh yeah, I didn't know what a Doom was.
Gun ready for when you go through the red portal near the end. Cursed Cellars is a blast. I wish it was longer. Grade A-, difficulty B+. Map 5, Halls of Anguish. Don't treat this like another freebie. The first room is loaded with shotgunners and imps, and just down the hall you'll get a look from an archvile and a pain elemental at the same time. Pick your poison. The Cyber Demon in the Great Hall serves as the final boss of the episode. Thanks but no thanks for all the rockets, Eric, with all those lost souls around. Halls of Anguish is a bit uneventful for my liking, and it's probably the weakest map in the episode for that reason. Grade B, difficulty C-.
I didn't really care for much of the Gothic episode, honestly.
I was gonna ask your thoughts on the whole episode as we finish each of these, because I also don't think it's like my favorite, but it's a good way to start Scythe 2, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's the best starting one.
Combat wise, it's nice and sharp. I do think Map 5's a little weak. But yeah, I think it's polished and nice. Maybe just I think it's the theme that disagrees with me the most, though.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't dislike it. I think it's just the weakest episode in an amazing series of episodes in a great Megawad.
Something's got to be at the bottom.
Mhm.
Yeah, Egypt!
I love
Map
Egypt.
6, Temple Entryway, in which Scythe 2 takes a turn for the spooky. With its minimal arms and ammunition, low lighting, and tiptoeing MIDI, Temple Entryway is a mood piece that doubles as a combat puzzle. You'll have to lean on infighting if you can't find the secrets. 2 of them are fairly obvious, but the last requires good awareness of your surroundings to sniff out. The 4 revenants.
Did you find the super shotgun when you played this?
I sure didn't.
Leave any hefties alive to deal with them. This is an ideal
That would make this
opener.
one harder.
Temple Entryway
Yeah, it wasn't
I know
too
I
bad,
didn't
but...
the first time either.
Yeah.
is short, handsome, and rewards exploration. Grade A, difficulty D+. Map 7, Temple of Isis. How do you say dead simple in Arabic? Temple of Isis totally redeems Eric Alm's half-hearted Map 7 effort from Scythe 1. It's a 3-minute throwdown with our favorite combination of Doom 2 monsters and some cannon fodder in the supporting cast. Despite its shameless
This might be
recycling of a gimmick...
my actual favorite dead simple map.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I mean, it's not like an amazing genre of maps to choose from, and I haven't played Dark Scythe yet. But
There's a dark
it
Scythe?
really is. Well, if you don't know the gimmick of that, I'm not going to elaborate on that comment. But
Okay, good.
Temple of Isis. I don't know. It looks nice. It's fun to play. It's short. It's explosive. It does all the things that Simple wants to do and looks prettier. That's the only reason why I like it.
Would you say it's better than the Mancubian candidate?
Oh, that's different because it's not really a dead simple map. I mean, there are Arachnotrons and Mancubi in it. It's definitely like an inferior map 7 compared to Mancubian candidate, which is like a triumph of gimmickry, I would say.
Okay,
but I wouldn't call it I'm talking about a straightforward, like, kill the Mancubi, kill the
Arachnotrons.
spiders, be done. You know, that's what I think of as a dead simple map.
I get you.
That was done to death even in 2005, I can't find it within me to dislike a map that's as pleasing to look at and play as this. It's just that simple. Grade A-, difficulty C-. Map 8, Grave Robbers. I'll tell you what.
I'm so glad I gave Grave Robbers a second play in my own time after I finished Haunting Dreams, because...
Good, I'm glad you did too.
Because, yeah, I missed that one ambush, and then I got all the secrets, so I found the Mastermind, and yeah, that redeemed this map for me.
Oh yeah, well I think this map is basically just the template for Epic 2, which obviously that episode came out relatively recently on Dean of Doom. It's this theme and the gameplay progression with all its obscure secrets and stuff definitely seems to inform Eternal quite significantly.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Eric Alm knocked it out of the park with his music choices. Ripped from an old SNES game called Illusion of Gaia, this MIDI has the allure of an old-fashioned Hollywood epic.
Which apparently he got help from Drew Stixfile DeVore, as you pointed out to me. He was credited with music in the title screen, which I had not noticed, but I assumed that Eric had like final cut.
Oh yeah, yeah. I wonder what the verdict was on that.
Ten Commandments
Ask
Doom
it
Edition or
someday.
something. Grave
Yeah.
Robbers is an adventure map through and through, and the first major
Do you think Eric Alm watches Dean of Doom?
Oh, I highly doubt it. I think he may have, like... It was probably linked to this video by... I know Stixfile saw it. And he said that Eric would probably like it. But I have never received confirmation from that. I hope he's not wasting his time on Dean of Doom if he's got better things to do.
I mean, he works for like the Swedish CDC or something, right?
That's right. That's right.
He's saving us. He's gonna be our savior one day.
departure from Scythe 1's speed mapping paradigm. Prior to recording for this video, I never uncovered more than half of this map's 8 secrets, and while some of them I could take or leave, the Sepulchre hinted at by the map's title is a must-see. Find the red key, lower the wall for a BFG, and you'll be accosted by the Queen of the Ruins, Spider Patra, or maybe Arak Nefertiti. I like my strategy of getting her to infight with the enemies that
I'm
gush
very
out of
proud
the
of
temple
that
when I
pun.
grab the rocket launcher. It's ammo efficient and fun to watch. Archviles are becoming more common, but they mostly work alone for now. Probably the most unfair moment in the Megawand so far is this Revenant teleport ambush, which seems rigged to block off your escape. Grave Robbers is a standout map, part of a proud legacy.
I guess I just line def skipped this somehow. I don't know how I did that.
I thought that was the way forward. How did you miss that? It's bizarre.
I have no idea. I remember exiting, I was just like, where's the other 60 enemies?
Ugh. That stinks.
Yeah, oh well.
Egyptian adventure maps, and probably one of the main inspirations behind Eternal's epic duology. Grade A, difficulty B-. Map 9, Valley of the Queen.
Hell
In the text
yeah.
file, Eric Alm describes
Great
Valley
map.
of the Queen as the worst map of the bunch, no doubt.
Nope!
Fun for rocket launcher nuts, maybe.
Don't know what Eric was thinking.
Maybe I'm a rocket launcher nut, but I think that's too humble an appraisal. Grab the rocket launcher, SSG, and the secret plasma rifle for insurance, and then open the floodgates and get ready to mow down a rushing river of monsters. The setup is simple, sure, but it satisfies. Valley of the Queen is Scythe 2's first major bloodletting, and it's been one of my personal favorites since day one. Grade A-, difficulty C+. Map 10, Pharaoh's Tomb. Not
Pharaoh
sure what's
was-
up with that spelling, but we'll just roll with it. In the gloomy hush that descends between fights in Pharaoh's Tomb, you can almost hear Scythe 2 cracking its knuckles. The tension is thick enough to cut with a chainsaw, and that's for good reason. This elevator ride is where it starts.
This MIDI fits this map so perfectly.
It's really, really good. Again, like, the music choice in Scythe 2 is just shockingly good.
Absolutely.
So many inspired choices from other games that I think... I mean, I haven't played any of those other games for the most part. No Metroid, no... what's the other one? Not Illusions.
Illusion of Gaia.
Is it Illusion of Gaia? There
Yeah.
probably is an Illusion of Gaia.
Yeah, there is.
A couple of tracks in there. Anyway, they fit the maps. Like they've kind of adhered, or they've in my mind, I associate all these tracks with these Scythe 2 maps, and it's very hard to even transfer the MIDIs used here to other Doom maps in my memory. They really they fuse well.
Yeah, absolutely, they do.
Getting serious. Ready your rocket launcher and hunker down in the corner. You'll want to blast your way out and grab the plasma rifle as soon as possible to avoid getting smothered. After dispatching these revenants, brace yourself because 2 cyber demons and an archvile will teleport in after you grab the megasphere and BFG. You should have plenty of ammo, but this fight is still a knee knocker. Egyptian Night is probably my favorite Scythe 2 theme. The amount of atmosphere and personality Alm can generate with shading effects and a few well-placed lines is astonishing. Grade A-.
Pretty sure I ended that with 2 face rockets, and then I quick saved. So that fight was a little tough for me.
That's classic neurometry.
That is, yeah, that's my thing.
Difficulty B.
I thought the Egyptian episode was better than the Gothic episode, but it's still eclipsed by everything that comes after it, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think aesthetically, I don't know that Egypt gets beaten aesthetically, because I really like the Hell episode, but I don't like the way the Earth Jungle episode looks compared to Egypt. And the middle 2 episodes always blend together for me. Like, they're good, for sure. Like, all the maps that come after it are all, like, it just kind of gets more and more dramatic and climactic. But Egypt, there's a certain, like, mystery it conjures that's just kind of electrifying, honestly. Even today, like, I think I would enjoy the Egypt episode more than a lot of the maps that come after.
Yeah. I think I have a weakness for daytime Egypt specifically for some reason. Egypt set at night
Yeah.
doesn't mystify me as much.
You would like Epic 2 then, for sure.
Oh yeah. Epic 1 is actually, I don't think it's too far off in my list to play.
Epic 1 is also, I mean, that's all during the day. It's going to be right up your alley.
Yeah.
You'll like that one.
Absolutely, I will. I'm so looking forward to it. The funky
Map
mini.
11, UAC Base X. Probably the most unremarkable map so far, UAC Base X is actually more forgiving than last episode's opener. It's a shotgun workout, and accepting a few interjections from Cacos, Revenants, a Pain Elemental, and this obligatory exit-guarding Archvile, the gameplay isn't far removed from shareware Doom. Strangely enough, you don't get a chain gun until map 14 in the industry episode, so don't waste any time looking for it. The pretty lighting barely keeps this from being Alm's blandest aesthetic effort, and he seems to acknowledge this in the text file. Grade, B-, difficulty.
You know what, Eric Alm, you're right. It's a base. It's a base.
It's a
B+.
base.
Map 12, Battlegrounds. This trap-heavy toxic sweatshop will punish you for rushing through it. When getting the blue key, for example, it's safest to chop down these two Mancubi before hustling to the switch behind them, because you'll then have to rush for the BFG, nuke an Archvile, and finally tangle with a Cyberdemon. If you can track down the rocket launcher, this outdoor shootout is good fun, and with the BFG in hand, you're vastly overpowered for the final fight. I'm not complaining. Keep in mind, Eric Alm is allowing you to stretch your legs here. Don't get cocky. Grade, B+, difficulty, B-. Map 13, Mining Project. After thoroughly enjoying
Here we
Temple
go. This is the first map that, like, super wowed me.
Really, yeah. I I feel similarly in terms of gameplay. Like it lets you cut loose, which you didn't really get in Egypt, and because like, everything was kind of cloistered in Egypt, and you definitely didn't get in the Gothic episode. I remember liking. I think this is my personal high point of episode 3.
Yeah,
This
I think I'm
Valley of
inclined to
Mining
agree.
Project. I've got to admit to a weakness for maps that give me a lot of shit to blow up. Mining Project is a big open basin padded out with incidental encounters, which serve as appetizers for this glut of Revenants, Hell Knights, and Cacodemons that teleport in when you lower the blue key. I didn't grab the BFG before jumping down this time, which is not something I would have risked if it wasn't the end of Hard Sequels Month. After Hell Revealed 2, this is like swinging a baseball bat after taking off the donut. You get 100 cells and 15 rockets to handle this pair of Archviles.
Okay, I've never watched baseball. What is a donut?
Oh, see, this is why I'm here. I only know that because I played baseball until I was in 7th grade or 8th grade. I think 8th grade. So when you're warming up to get into the batter's box, you can. The idea is you want the bat to feel lighter, like in your hand. You want to be able to kind of get some quick, some speed on your swing.
Yeah.
So there's a device called the donut, which is just a weight that you put on the bat. Like you slide it on from the handle up, and you swing it, and the bat feels heavy. Then you take the donut off, and you swing the bat, and it feels comparatively a lot lighter.
Okay, I
like
see.
twice as light.
That makes sense.
You can also simulate the effect by swinging more than one baseball bat at once, and just kind of it just gives you the illusion that you are swinging a lighter bat than you actually are.
Yeah, I get you. It's I guess that's why it's called a donut, is because it's probably shaped like a donut.
Yeah, it looks like a you can look it up.
Yeah.
Files at the exit, so don't bother hoarding ammo. Mining Project is 5 to 10 minutes of reliable entertainment. Grade, A-, difficulty, C+. Map 14, The Haunted Mines. This soundtrack is full of surprises. The quiet, oddly confident Super Metroid MIDI is a pleasant, if unlikely, accompaniment to this map, which unfortunately can't compensate for its drudgery with good looks. Compared to Scythe 2 so far, The Haunted Mines plods. The entire first half is just super shotgunning Revenants, the second half is very uncomfortable. This Baron blocking your elevator and the Revenant sandwich on the bridge are two random acts of unkindness,
Oof.
and the fight in the central building can rip you up unless you know how to deal with
What did you
it.
do with this fight?
And you deal.
Huh?
How did you do with this fight? I remember this fight being very difficult when you do it normally, just like very like sniper heavy.
It was fine. Maybe first or second try.
Okay. Not that I don't think any of these fights so far would have really like stopped you in your tracks. It's not meant to be like horribly difficult, but I do remember this map being kind of uncomfortable if you don't know its tricks.
Yeah.
Deal with it by not dealing with it. Interacting with this event will lower a teleporter in the middle of the room, which sends you to a secret nook where you won't be pressured by the enemies below, leaving you free to pick off Revenant turrets, hit scanners, and assorted stragglers. I've only done this fight the hard way once.
Oh
Never
god,
done-
did you watch this playthrough on my channel of this map?
I saw this part.
Oh god.
I saw you got jump scared and screamed. Yes.
Dude! I forgot he was even there!
Yeah. I mean, there's a roar at the beginning, and he kind of like pops up at the end, but it's still a little cheap. I have to say.
It was funny. I gotta give it credit. It was funny.
Back. The Haunted Mines is enough work as it is. Grade B-, difficulty B+. Map 15, End of the Line.
Continuity.
End of the Line is another episode closer that raises the bar on difficulty. This OG Scythe referencing strobe room is kind enough to give you a blur sphere for all this nonsense, and the red key room dog pile isn't bad if you know where to jump safely, but this teleport ambush that turns into an Archvile 2-step can get hairy in a hurry, and get a load of this yellow key security.
For some reason, he just... in my playthrough, the Cyber Demon just started out, like, automatically pissed off at the Mancubus.
That's really weird.
I mean, I'm not gonna
Immediately
complain.
shot them. Well, yeah.
I still found a way to die 3 times, but...
That's a nasty little fight. I mean, it's not like they're terribly, like, threatening. The Archviles are threatening.
Let the
You
Cyber
have the height advantage on the Cyber Demon. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of awkward.
Yeah, it's a...
Demon kill the vials and try not to
It's
burn all
tricky,
your cells
Vicky.
on cleanup. You're gonna need them in a minute. For whatever reason, Eric Alm decided to make map 31 inaccessible if you don't make this very specific leap for the yellow key right at the start. If you take the regular path through the map, the secret exit
Cheat vision enabled.
will sink into the floor. Lucky for us, Doom doesn't care about height differences when it comes to pressing switches. Episode 3 closes out on this pitched mini slaughterfest.
This
Clear-
fight was so hard.
I saw you struggle with this one. I guarantee you, if you go back to it expecting it, you would not have any trouble.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. Like, because like once you develop a priority list of enemies to take out, it kind of takes care of itself. 'Cause it's like, I don't know, you have a pecking order of health, and then getting rid of scary threats, and then picking up bulk cells and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely tough the first time.
The only frustrating thing the only thing I was getting frustrated at was, like, I would think I'd be dodging okay, then I would stop for half a second to grab a supercharge and take 3 fucking rockets.
Yeah. The Revenants are brutal. The Mancubi are, I think, the hardest part of this fight.
Yeah, I guess I'm just not good at dodging.
Clear out the Mancubi first, grab the goodies, make figure 8s, and fire rockets till the skeleton stops screaming. Grade B+, difficulty A-. Map 31, Secret. Actually, let's come back to this one. Map 32, Super Secret. Eric Alm gives Scythe Map 1 the E3M9 treatment, pulling the rug out from under you when you try to exit. I guess the evil red sky kind of gives
Big
it away.
fan.
You can mostly go ham with the BFG here. Aggressive players can clear out...
And I got
Well, like
harassed
the
by ghost monsters in this.
Oh, yeah?
I had a
That's
ghost...
one of the perks of playing in Z-Doom, is I never get ghost monsters when I'm not supposed to, and I think that's how it should be, honestly. I don't like letting a glitch dictate how the game is played.
Yeah, you do it the smart way, I do it the stubborn 2005 way.
Well, I mean, that's also how you play on PR Boom Plus, right?
Well, DSDA do now, but yeah, basically.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So you're playing it how it's supposed to be played, and ultimately that's going to give you a more authentic experience. Where were the ghost monsters? Was it under Crush, like monsters crushed on doors? I guess there's a million arch files. That makes sense.
It was, I think it was just like an imp and a zombie man. It wasn't like anything crazy, but...
Kind of annoying.
Yeah, it was... Apparently, if they're on stairs, they can still block you.
This map in about 5 minutes, but first-timers have their work cut out for them. We've got 78 Revenants, 18 Archviles, Barons and Hell Knights in bulk, and a couple of boss monsters just for the heck of it. Make sure to have 600 cells for the final showdown because the compound gets completely swarmed with Archviles. There are extra cells in the watery outdoor area if you need them. Fans of the original Scythe will appreciate this one significantly more than someone who wasn't brought up on it.
True.
Grade B-, difficulty A.
Oh,
I also watched you play Mr. X.
Oh, yeah. Watch me screech.
I can't believe you didn't try to find the shotgun, dude. Like, how do you try to go up against Mr. X with the pistol? I know it's a secret, technically, which is dumb. It shouldn't be a secret, but, like, gotta find a weapon. You'd, like, trigger the actual fight before you got a shotgun, and I was like, oh my god, how is he gonna do this?
I didn't know where it was. I was just like, maybe he doesn't have that much health. Maybe I could just pistol him. But no.
He's got about as much health as I think it's basically like a Marine with 133 health and 67 armor. I think he's at 200 points of health.
Oh, okay, I see. Basically, does anything have 200 health? I guess he's just a slightly tougher Pinky.
Yeah, I think that's right because he can take a super shotgun.
Yeah, goddamn. What was the third episode? Industry. It's called Industry. It's Industry. That's basically my thoughts. It's there. It's the strongest gameplay so far, I think, in my opinion. But visually, Egypt is better.
So you think you like 14 and 15?
I do.
Okay. Because I always thought that those were like minor backsteps because they were like after he opens it up in 13, he kind of gets back to the kind of cloistered combat, and he doesn't focus nearly as much on secrets and exploration, which Egypt had that mystique that I liked, and 14 and 15 didn't really have that, and 11 and 12 are kind of like whatever. There is that one excellent cyber demon fight in 12, but yeah, definitely the most like neutral episode so far, I think.
I think I could probably see myself retracting 14, but I think 13 and 15 are there to stay. Waste!
Map 16, Mr. X. Imagine what it must have been like to stumble into this map back in 2005. For most new players, Mr. X's reputation precedes it, and that's a shame, because the thrill of being hunted by an unknown foe is essentially this map's sole reward. It's about 2 minutes of pure horror movie, and then... Okay, I'm gonna spill the beans now, so if you don't want to know the twist, skip to the timestamp on your screen.
We're spilling the ranch style.
Mr. X is an evil marine, one of 2 custom enemies in Scythe 2. He's an inhumanly quick, anti-doom guy that fires plasma bolts in triplets. At close range, he can kill you in a split second, and in a map as dark and cramped as this one, he's...
I'm getting anxiety just watching him, dude. I will say it again. U-Haul wishes they hauled as much ass as he does.
He's so fast, dude.
It's so
The
funny.
evil Marines are, I mean, if we can take a second to talk about the evil Marines, what are your thoughts on... He's widely considered the worst custom enemy, like, ever.
What?
One of the most... just horribly unbalanced. Overly powerful, way too fast, way too devastating.
That's the point!
Yeah,
He's
I'm
supposed
curious,
to be! The Afrit, I don't like the Afrit. The Afrit's too fucking tanky.
And that's the criticism of... Like, I've heard a lot of criticism of Scythe 2's custom enemies. There's people who say they love Scythe 2, but they hate the custom enemies. It's a pretty common opinion, I think.
Yeah, I'm an evil marine, Eddie.
Interesting.
I'm all about it.
Because I think the evil Marines are an acquired taste. Like, they're as much of an acquired taste as can be in custom Doom. Because they are so unbelievably hostile. And Eric uses them in just a mean-spirited ways, especially in the greenery episode. You know, puts them in a dark corner, and if they, you know, you turn the corner, they pop out and they kill you immediately. If you don't have cells or, you know, a lot of it's warning, a bunch of rockets, like you're dead. In the open, though, they are much more tolerable, and Mr. X is a great use of them as a gimmick. I would say I don't dock Scythe 2 points for the custom enemies, but it's interesting how much people tend to hate the custom monsters in Scythe 2, while giving it a lot of love in every other category.
They, I think in my opinion, it garnered extra points in my document for the evil marine because I like him more than I dislike the Afrit.
Yeah, interesting.
I think.
Well, how often have you run it? I mean, you played a couple like Z-Doom mods, but how often have you run into custom monsters in P-Wads?
Not as often as I'd like, honestly.
I guess there was one on the Troopers playground, right?
Yeah, there was the Trooper, which was basically just a mastermind. Well, more closer to a super chain gunner than like a mastermind, although it replaces the mastermind. I think. Let me think. There was the Green Pinkies and License to Spell Doom. Those can go fuck themselves. Strain, right? Strain. There was the demon.
There's lots of things.
Yeah,
With Strain.
those were. I like those. Those make the WOD like tolerable. I think if it wasn't for them, Strain would be like a bruh on my tier list.
Interesting. Yeah, Strain is bizarre. I mean, it's kind of like, to give you my 20-second dissection of Strain, it is just one of the best 90s soundtracks ever, which is such a shame because the levels that I've played, I think I've never gotten past map like 16 or 17, and I've tried to start the WOD twice. The weirdness is amusing and then kind of just tiresome. And I think that, its best quality is that there's like lots of interesting sprite work, and I like the variety of the new enemies, but they actually like decrease the power of the Doom 2 monster roster. Like they turn the Revenants into those floating things with the slow fireballs that are just weaker and kind of annoying. I also find Strain is like really ammo deprived. It's very, very pistol start unfriendly.
Yeah.
So this might be the strained of the episode because I don't have any minute plans to play it.
Would you say you find it strange?
I would say I find it strained. It's
Damn it!
straining and it's strained. It's like, but it's fascinating because it's like a '90s experimental. It's like the first major foray into dehacked, almost a conversion. So ambitious, but I think falls pretty short. Except for in the music. The music is just unbelievable.
I will say, play map 18, and I think that's all you need to play from Strain. Map 18 is so good.
I think I have played map 18 before. I just don't remember it that well.
That's fair. Back to Scythe 2?
Hmm?
Alright.
Heavily favored. Unless you accessed map 31 and are playing continuously, you'll have to make do with a shotgun. Be quick, because Mr. X can shrug off 4 or 5 blasts of buckshot before biting it. In the context of Mr. X, the evil Marine is a clever and effective enemy type, but he's also way overpowered and easy to tire of, which bodes badly for a level that relies on him to deliver thrills. He does, once. Grade B, difficulty C, and now we can go back to map 31.
Yeah!
The last 2 months intermittently deathmatching on the weekends, I would have unloaded on this map with both barrels.
That was the Patreon deathmatch, wasn't it? Or was it before that?
No, it was before that.
Oh, okay.
From March to May of 2021, I was invited to Bridgeburner's Discord, and they did it. Well, I'm not sure if they still do it because I migrated from there, but
They used to do it anyway.
yeah, they do death matches relatively frequently, and I would join them. I wouldn't get on their voice chat because I didn't really do that a whole lot back then. But I played with that crew on Zandronum, and it was a lot of fun. That was we were testing Capelli 47 created a insanity deathmatch, which is like you get a bunch of new weapons and it kind of, I think it's like 20 total weapons, and it adds a lot of craziness to death matches with like 10 or more people.
It's insanity.
Yeah, it's not, and it's very, very not vanilla. But I was having a lot of fun with that for about 2 months, and it came right at the perfect time for Scythe 2.
Well, that's good, because this map really does not take it easy on people.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I don't know. I went. Fuck. What am I trying to say? It sucks that this comes before Mr. X if you do the secret exit, because it ruins the thrill.
Yeah, it's pretty not well placed.
Yeah. Oh well.
Only your super
You'll
shotgun
never find it in your first playthrough.
I guess.
Like,
Yeah,
you
that's
gotta
true.
jump to the yellow key before everything else. It's very bizarre.
Yeah, that's unique.
And also, I mean, you know what I think of the secret exit to this map. It's total trash.
Did you see my playthrough of this?
Yeah, I watched you beat it in 3 retries. You got very lucky. You got very lucky that the guys by the yellow key didn't fry you. That's the most common way to die
Yeah, I
in
can see
that map. Is getting caught up early. Like, a lot of the attempts don't end at the door. They end like way earlier than that.
Yeah,
So.
because there's a lot of missteps or whatever that get in the way of actually getting there.
I think you'd probably get it like between 1 in 5 and 1 in 10 times. I think you're probably a better player than Eric was when he made this. And it certainly wouldn't take me 160 attempts today, I don't think. Especially, I don't really know what my strategy was, but I certainly wasn't in a good headspace when I attempted it because I was getting frustrated after like the 10th attempt. They were all kind of like the same level of hammer-headed, so...
They all
Anyway, let's
it
watch
knew.
that.
The game knew.
2 measly rockets
Yeah.
stand between you and 8.
I think
evil
red,
Marines.
yellow, blue is
Find
the
a circuit, run
solidest
like a maniac,
route.
and make your shots count. Getting the yellow key is the worst part. It's easy to get pinned or singed by errant plasma fire on your way out. Again, if I hadn't been deathmatching recently, this level would have 0 appeal to me. But now I get a kick out of playing this map normally. It feels like practice. Wait, what do you mean playing the map normally, MtPain? Well, there's
Don't put words in my mouth.
hate this map, and it's infamous. The only way to access map 32 is by collecting all the keys and sprinting to this door within 11 seconds of the level's start. If you're too slow, the door will jam. If you miss a key, make a sloppy turn.
How did he
I
do
don't know
that, by
how
the way? How did he make the door
I
jam?
have no idea. Don't ask me. You
Okay.
can check a
Bump
level
into a
editor
wall,
or
just
something,
restart.
or ask somebody
What makes
who's
this challenge
more
especially
well-versed than I am.
I get you.
RNG dependent is the erratic behavior of the 6 evil Doom guys who can corner you, block you, and pelt you with plasma before you reach the door. The only reason I don't regret doing this is because I got footage of myself beating it. Eric Alm once claimed to have a 1 in 20 success rate of catching the secret exit, and he, quote, doesn't consider himself to be that great of a player. So I wonder where that leaves me after 167 failed attempts. Grade C, difficulty B+. Map 17, Canyon of Blood. The rugged natural sights and nicely staggered fights make Canyon of Blood
Heretic
a big
music.
hit with me. There's a sort of grim serenity to this place. Canyon of Blood is as barren and still as a corpse picked.
Dean of Heretic, when?
Why do you gotta put me on the spot? I've never played Heretic.
You don't have to answer.
Honestly,
it's okay.
it's less likely to occur than a Dean of Doom 64, but that already happened. So I imagine those two episodes will be very similar. Like there will be a lot of people telling me I have no idea what I'm talking about, and I played it the wrong way, and I don't understand the game very well. I just am not really eager to delve into that right now, honestly. I think people who are asking for Dean of Heretic probably don't know exactly what they're asking for. Like you're asking a non-heretic professional to play the game and tell you what. Like I'm not going to sing its praises necessarily. I might like it, but I'm probably more likely to be neutral about it. So
That's fair.
unless I'm sure that I want to make an episode on Heretic, I'm not going to do it.
That's fair.
Cleaned by vultures. This compound
In that case, definitely don't do one on Hexen.
doesn't feel guarded so much as
Definitely
occupied,
don't.
like the way zombies sort of inhabit shopping malls after the apocalypse dies down. Alm doesn't seem particularly proud of this one, warning the player about the most complicated and crappiest 3D bridge ever. I mean, it might be complicated, but it's certainly not. Canyon of Blood isn't all cosmetic. This Mancubus and Kako ambush is exciting, and the final deluge of monsters spilling from the mountain is pure carnage.
Really
Good
like
stuff.
this map.
Grade
Yeah, me too.
A-, difficulty B+. Map 18, Living Lands. This decrepit waste dump packs less than 100 foes, but don't think that means you can relax. Every unit pulls its weight, and there's a cyber demon waiting for you at the end who will suck down your remaining resources without a second thought. Running out of ammo isn't
You
an
know,
option
the
for three
only
arachnotrons
the
guarding
only
the exit.
drawback of this episode is that it's so similar in like, I guess the surrounding environment isn't similar to the previous episode, but the interiors kind of are. They're
Absolutely.
kind of like bases amidst the waste. This is such a dramatic episode. It really is two's hinge point between the kind of comfy and atmospheric introduction and the balls to the wall difficulty of the end. And it's so good. The whole thing is so dramatic.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain unless you've played it.
I
Mancubus
definitely
gets
didn't
a lot
grasp
of
it
love
until I played
so
it.
turn the tables and take advantage of his infighting skills. This map isn't quite as moody as the first two in the episode, but it keeps the ball rolling. Grade B+, difficulty B. Map 19, Withering Away. Easily the strictest map in the set so far supplies-wise. Withering Away demands liberal use of Berserk and thrifty shotgun work. This secret soul sphere can mitigate a black eye or two. Try to make it last, because this map is full of scraps that you
Sure
may
didn't
not
find
have
it.
the ammo for. The final fight is kind of a joke, though. If you just run
It's a
back the way
nasty
you came,
map
you
in
can
terms of
essentially
ammo
crack a beer and watch them
conservation.
kill each other.
Yeah,
If that's
absolutely.
not your style, you should have enough cells to liquefy everything with a BFG, assuming you were able to find it. Oh, and thank God for this arrow. I don't know how else I would have found the exit. Grade B+,
Arrows and Doom. It's always funny.
It's so unnecessary, and Alma's above that. You know?
Map 20, The Gates.
Yeah!
The
I
quiet
love The
intensity
Gates.
of the Waste episode finale is arguably unrivaled in Scythe 2. Given a
I know you
dreamlike
played
veneer by
Final
its
Fantasy
inspired
VIII.
mini selection,
I didn't. I played a
Gates
little
is
bit of it, but I
genuinely
never got to the
unnerving.
part where this
The
music
action
was
is
used.
It's near the
Like,
end.
well, but holy hell, is this music perfect for this map?
Yeah.
And it's so good. Like it's just so powerful. That's the reason why I like this map. But it's also good. But it's such a perfect choice.
And it
don't know.
only plays once in the whole game.
Oh,
Don't know
incredibly
why.
memorable.
The point it plays at is like you're not gonna forget it.
amorphous and uncharacteristically open-ended for all. Hell Knights huddle in dark caverns waiting to potshot you, and Revenants roam around in packs and snipe you from the sentry towers. You can't afford to miss the rocket launcher. It's tucked away in the caverns to the east. Picking up the BFG releases 4 cyber demons. You can deal with them right away, or hope they infight with the enemies that teleport in while you clear out the Archvile, Revenant, Baron, and Hell Knight barracks that house switches which unlock the castle door. I really can't understate how much the Gates benefits from the dramatic weight its MIDI gives it. It is the reason I remember this map so well.
Hell yeah. That's so good it made my voice crack.
Charge up your BFG for the final room, which besets you
What
with a
an
pair of
ending.
cyber demons.
I love the evil Marines. I love the panic.
It's so like, what is going on? 'Cause I think there's more of them in this fight than there are in the entire second episode. Well, yeah, for sure there are, because it's just the Mr. X. But even it's like 6 of them right there, and there's 8 in the secret map. So
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
And a platoon of evil Marines. If it wasn't clear already, this is Scythe 2's point of no return. Grade A, difficulty A-.
Would you say it's the gate?
Abandon all hope, ye who enter here.
Absolutely. This is where it gets going. Earth!
Map 21, Doom Gardens. Is this what you expected? Calm music, earthy colors, a couple of zombie men patrolling the halls? The bloodshot sky is the lone indication that evil is afoot. Doom Gardens is an ammo conservation puzzle a la Map 6. All you get here is a chainsaw, berserk, a pistol, some bullets, and a rocket launcher with 19 rockets. I suggest you try to enjoy the scenery while the monsters kill each other. Berserk in emergencies and spend bullets only on lost souls and zombie men. This approach may sound over-careful, but you can't risk running out of rockets before dealing with the Baron, Mancubus, and a pair of Revenants at the end. The gentle music box MIDI is the perfect offset for Doom Garden's fervent pace and underlying sense of dread. Grade A-, difficulty C+.
Thought that just occurred to me. I feel like this episode, Earth Jungle, is like a is like Eric Alm's thank you to Plutonia.
It's actually a pretty good theory. I don't think I've heard him talk or read anything about Eric Alm being influenced by Plutonia, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, because it's clearly the IWAD that Scythe 2 and Scythe most resembles, because they're short, punchy, and fairly difficult maps.
Yeah.
I feel like he was just trying to blend lava and blood and stuff with all kinds of different textures, and green was a color he has hardly touched so far. So.
Green's good.
Map 22, the Garden Base 2. The Garden Base 2 is yet another tightly wound ammo drought. Whether or not you choose to be frugal is up to you, but I like to save up a few rockets for this Mancubus pool and the shootout with the Revenants, Arachnos, and Shotgunner pillboxes. I save all the cells I can muster for the not 1, not 2, but 3 evil Marines and the Cyber Demon
this is the
Guardian
Evil
exit.
Marine episode.
The end of Garden Base 2 is what I like to call the Great Shelf, because the next 8 maps are the
Great
real deal.
Shelf.
It took me 3.5 hours of recording to get here. The rest of the Megawad took me 5. Grade B+.
That's the most
A-.
stunning
Map
statistic
20.
for me. And it's so true. The last 8 maps of Scythe or Scythe, oh my god. The last 8 maps of Scythe 2 are just a test of your Doom playing ability. If you can get through them, you've unlocked a lot of Doom for yourself.
I've unlocked my potential.
23.
Well, I think you were ready, but like if you start with Scythe, if Scythe 2 is one of the first 10 megawads you play and you can beat it, then you've unlocked a lot of Doom for yourself.
I see.
Whispering Winds. This is it. Scythe 2 is all out of gum. This is where Eric Alm cries havoc and lets slip the dogs of war. Whispering Winds is one of the wickedest turns I've ever seen a Megawad take. The monster count jumps to over 500. The map starts with you getting shelled by a Cyber Demon, chased by Revenants, blocked by Mancubi, sniped by Chain Gunners, a Mastermind, and even some peripheral Archviles, and it actually gets more bananas from there. Don't be sentimental with rockets, because some of these fights can only be dealt with if you have cells. I hope to...
Oh, you handled that way better than I did!
How did you go about it?
I fought everything right here!
Oh my god, no. You gotta...
I died like
you
8
can be brave
times.
for a while, but like, you gotta save BFG for special occasions.
Yeah.
And the rocket launcher is like a suppressant for this map, I think. It's been a while since I played it. I don't think I've touched it since I made this episode, to be honest. This is a year and a half.
Yeah.
with the BFG, because the chattering bonehead hordes permit absolutely no pussyfooting. In this map and the next 2 combined, there are over 600 Revenants, and to give you some idea of the scale of that
Plutonia
statement,
and a half.
there are 422 Revenants in the Plutonia experiment. They
that statistic is chilling.
are everywhere. This
Yeah.
map has some of the worst evil marine placements in the meta.
That evil marine.
To maximize their short-range lethality. Whispering Winds springs traps so ridiculous they make the rest of the set look like a tea party. Here's getting the blue key.
I actually love these traps. Just fun monster composition.
Yeah.
Here's another one in a bunker that I actually
Somehow first tried that, by the way. I almost
Oh
didn't.
no, bloodstain.
made easier on myself with a secret ammo stash.
This is the worst. This is probably the worst fight in the map if you don't have a bunch of. If you don't have 600 cells, you're totally messed in this fight.
It was pretty harsh, yeah.
And here's the final fight. You just have to see it to believe it.
I didn't think this was that hard, actually.
No, but it's the spectacle. That's what I meant by it.
I see. Yeah, definitely spectacle.
I mean, look at it. It's just so cool. You can basically just camp out over there, but really cool.
Do not try to.
How
rush
much
through
of
this
my
map
video
until
did you
know its
remember
tricks.
when you were playing this?
Not a lot, actually, because if it's a WAD I haven't played, I retain, like, very little map information.
That's always for the best. That's how I hope people go into MegaWads and then watch my videos, because like I want them to experience this stuff for themselves, and that's why I try not to overtly spoil stuff without spoilering it. You know.
Yeah, like, right now I'm playing Kama Sutra, and
Oh, nice.
since I did a reaction to Kama Sutra, the WAD, not the book,
You get demonetized if you're reacting to the book.
I made myself laugh with that one. I only watched that video once, and that was when I did the reaction video, because I knew I was going to play it, so I haven't watched it since, because I wanted to forget all of it.
Good idea.
Yeah, so... That's why there's a lot of Dean of Doom I don't watch anymore, because I can't until I play the WAD, so...
I encourage that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I applaud Eric Alm's economy of space, utter ballsiness, but man, oh man, is Whispering Winds exhausting.
Also, good job leaving the Cyber Demon alive, because I absolutely killed him before I triggered the fight.
Yeah, I don't know if I picked up on that. Like, nowadays I tend not to kill cyber demons immediately unless they're like totally alone, or it's like the end of a fight.
That's for the best.
Like, yeah. So you kind of learn that they're infighting tools for a lot of mappers, and Eric is definitely one of those.
Catch your
mappers.
breath. We're just getting
Yeah.
started. Grade A-, difficulty X. Map 24, Gaia's Temple.
Alright, I gotta crack my knuckles for a second. So, you said Gaia's Temple was easier than Whispering Winds.
I sure did.
I
still believe
I think you're full of shit.
All right. Well, state your case.
I think... So, in Whispering Winds, after the Spider Mastermind, I think the difficulty kind of, sharply drops. But in Gaia's Temple, I think every fight is, except for the last one, is, like, really, really punishing. It really pushes you into a corner and keeps you there.
Did you get the invuln for the final fight?
I sure didn't, but I did not need it.
Because that's a pretty nasty fight too. I was just thinking that fight is also pretty nasty. Whispering Winds, what it has on Gaia's Temple is that you're kind of not really prepared for it. The whiplash from 22 to 23 is significant, whereas stepping up from Whispering Winds to Gaia's Temple is like, well, you're kind of already warmed up. And the other thing about Gaia's Temple is that it's much calmer. Like, the fights in Whispering Winds are kind of back to back to back, and a lot of times you're like avoiding sniper fire and just kind of stray revenants and random arch files in Whispering Winds. It's more of a stressful map than Gaia's Temple, which has the music going for it, and it has the deliberateness of you can choose to invoke each fight one by one. I'm not going to say Gaia's Temple is easy. It is far from easy.
Easier, though.
But I think it deserves the X- because a lot of its fights can be prepared for. It's a little bit more... I remember Whispering Winds being pretty, like, not lenient with ammo, especially cells. Like, if you run out of cells in certain points and you have to fend off everything with rockets, like, good luck.
Yeah.
Whereas in Gaia's Temple, that one fight, which is going to get mentioned, I think it's... Well, let's play it. Let's see where...
My favorite map in the Earth Jungle
let's see what
episode,
happens.
Gaia's Temple is a sumptuous bloodbath. It's even more populated than Whispering Winds, notable for owning the Megawad's highest revenant count. But between big fights, the pressure is relatively low, making it less relentless than Map 23. That's not to say it won't kill.
That's
this
also
fight.
fair. That's also fair. There's breaks in between stuff.
This fight right here is totally insane.
Yeah, this one kind of
The
got me for a
Archvile
bit.
convention in the lava corridor is completely bonkers. Like, it's designed to desensitize you. And this is the first time I survived this incredibly nasty pitfall on my first try.
Oh, I did too! It was blind panic for me, but I got it on my first try as well.
Well, you got a shitload of cells, so that helps. But
Yeah.
it's so funny. You're just in a giant bone pit.
Yeah.
By the way, I wouldn't be showing so many unedited gameplay clips if there was a better way to describe how insane this is. A
Yeah.
very obscure invulnerability sphere can help soften the ending. A suplex of chain gunners, revenants, cyber demons, and whatever else. Eric Alm saves his last dickhead move for the very end.
That's I mean, the move and calling him a dickhead.
I'd laugh.
I didn't mean for that to come off so harsh.
I mean,
I
I'm
love
pretty.
Eric Alm.
I'm pretty sure when I hit the switch and died, I immediately followed up with "All right, asshole," or something like that.
It is kind of mean, though. Is that 2 or 3 Marines? It
But
doesn't
I'm too
matter how many
tired.
Marines there
Jokes
are.
aside, this
That's the
map-
end of the map, so
I think it was 4. It might have been 4.
that's
It
ridiculous.
is beautiful,
Yeah.
the combat is electric, and the MIDI has a way of fortifying you in the eye of the storm. Grade A, difficulty X-. Map 25.
All right, I'm in agreement that this map is harder than the previous 2.
Ugh, Forgotten City's brutal. Every time I go into it, it's like I kind of forget how to do it, and it is just so merciless.
God, yeah.
Like I don't even remember this being like much of an ammo drought either, but just from the start, it is a fight for your life.
Forgotten City.
Yeah.
I don't know if Forgotten City is
You have the tools to do the fights. It's just the fights are merciless.
the hardest map in the episode, but it's definitely got the hardest start. The Mancubi here will shellac you if you don't respect them. The chain gunner crossfire can rip you to pieces, and firing a shot will wake up the cyber demon behind you. Don't alert this evil doom guy until you're ready. It's fun to watch him roast somebody else's marshmallow for once. I ran out of rockets before attempting to break into the ziggurat, which wasn't ideal, but sometimes you just have to improvise. You know what really starts to hit the fan when you get indoors. I definitely should have left this cyber demon alive for infighting. When you're minus a
That was a
BFG, an
terrible
angry
idea.
Scythe is the next best thing for suppressing this kind of monster volume. Ironically, when you finally do lay hands on the big fragging gun, you'll want to save it for probably the most absurd fight in the entirety of Scythe 2.
Oh my
And
god, this fight.
I fully admit that my poor impression of this map at the start is because I did this first by accident.
How did you get here early? Did you get the red key and then kind of like run through it and get to this part?
I just went right first, and I just found myself here.
I have no idea how that's possible, but this is just an absolutely awful fight, even with a BFG. Unless you're completely loaded with health and armor, which I clearly wasn't. This is like a stopping point. This will end your campaign if you're in the wrong situation.
If I remember right, I think you're actually better off than I was. I think I have like 30 health or something. And
I don't know how you survived that.
I just context for people watching, by the way. This is the day that we're recording this is the day that this video got published on my channel. So after this, we're starting to get into stuff that hasn't come out yet. But I had to run into the side room very quickly, and I just panic rocketed. And if I died, I just did it again until it worked.
Yeah, it's because it's the guys in red. It's the chain gunners and the evil marines, as I'm about to say.
Yeah.
To this point, this watery courtyard gets inundated with revenants, barons, pinkies, chain gunners, and evil marines. And let me tell you, it's the guys in red that'll get you.
Oh,
if you
see?
don't have any sense going into this fight, just restart the map. I found that pre-firing a BFG ball will help you gain a foothold, but by no means does it guarantee survival. The blue key unlocks your path to the exit, where in a stroke of morbid genius, Eric Alm makes you commit suicide to access the final episode. I highly suggest taking a real-life break before you forage ahead. Forgotten City is long, punishing, and uncompromising to the point of open hostility, but the next episode makes me nostalgic for it. Grade B+, difficulty X. I'm 99% sure that this map and the next one were
shout
prototypes
out.
for Scythe 2's 26th map, which is simply called Death. If you're wondering when Dean of Doom Scythe 2 is coming out, the answer is I have yet to beat Death, even with saves.
This is my aesthetic. I can't get enough hell levels.
It's still one of the nicest looking hells ever.
I
It's
think
so artful
Map
and
26,
excellent.
Death. Everything about Death is disturbing. The lighting, the layout, the monster placement, the music, everything. It's no surprise I couldn't handle it on first go-around. Death,
Wait a minute.
the monster placement, the music, everything.
Oh my god!
Yeah, there's an armor in there.
Damn it!
It's no surprise I couldn't handle it on
Dude,
first go-around.
you're looking at a guy in this recording who's played this map unsuccessfully at least twice, and obviously this was my second completion of it, but I'd researched to beat this map, and clearly I had some kind of mental block about it. I definitely had a mental block about it after getting just my ass handed to me the first time.
Yeah.
But I still, I don't know. Watching speedrunners do it, they are, the way they handle the map is beyond my skill level. I think even today, I can endure the map, but I don't think I can handle the map even today.
That's kind of what this WOD becomes. You don't handle it, you endure it.
Yeah, it's just so stringent, and you got to go about things in such a. I'm excited to see you try to play it.
Do you want me to talk about it, or do you want me to?
Oh,
wait
please
for you
do.
to-
Please do.
Okay, all right.
No, go ahead. This is your platform.
This map, not as hard as I thought.
Okay,
This
that's
is
what I
a-
figured
this
because I
is about-
definitely overhyped it.
This was about a 10-minute playthrough for me.
Really?
It was.
Okay, that's.
I didn't think it was. Well, I think it was about 10 minutes. I don't remember the exact duration, but I don't think it was. I think because you and I play differently. Because I see here you're trying to go quickly and you're trying to kind of get the good stuff immediately, whereas I'm taking it slow and I'm killing everything in my way before I go to the next room.
Right, but the pain elementals and arch files. that's.
Let me
That's
see.
my problem.
Let me see there real
Man's
quick
religious
because
devotion to
I
indirect
gotta see it
engagement
before I
and punching the
remember what
shit
I
out
did.
of everything you can handle. The first 30 seconds are
Okay, well you were way braver about that than I was. I fucking hauled ass away.
Well, I mean, because you can in that room though. There's no. I mean, I guess you can grab the key and try to push through the door before he zaps you if you get lucky. But there's no cover in that room.
I'm trying to remember where that is. Is that? That's not in the main room with the Afrit, right?
No, it's past the. I think you grab a key, the red key, and then there's an archvile that's supposed to pop up, and a bunch of pain elementals, and it's past that is the room with the archvile and the yellow key.
It's escaping my memory, but I might have just taken a hit. I don't remember.
Well, you kind of have to. I mean, if you're not really quick or punching him.
Yeah.
confusion incarnate. You're weaponless, surrounded, and lost. If you try attacking anything, you'll wake up revenants, specters, pain elementals, and a virtually unavoidable archvile. I do not know how to get the red key without dying, except by not attacking until I'm safely through the red door.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah, I woke them up, ran back, and just shotgunned. And then I berserked Blussels.
And after that,
Yeah,
I
that's
still have no
pretty
clear strategy
kamikaze
for this
strategy
map.
right there.
What was that, sir?
Sounds like a kamikaze strategy right there to wake all that stuff up. I mean, because I didn't know where to go. It's like kind of it's a loop. This map. It's a circuit, so everything can kind of reach you unless you're in the right spot. And
Yeah.
also, you're gonna run into stuff if you go forward or backward. So
I think I killed the pain elementals first. I think I might have misspoke. I killed the pain elementals first because I didn't know what was coming. I wanted to kill them before I proceeded.
it's a good idea.
And then I woke up the archvile. That's the archvile I was talking about that I just ran back.
Gotcha.
I essentially hide, hope for good infighting, and try not to run out of shotgun shells before facing down the Afrit. Ah, the Afrit. Scythe 2's second custom monster is built like a
Too
truck,
tanky in my
flies
opinion.
around and flings gobs
Yep,
of
I agree.
Mancubus fireballs and Revenant missiles interchangeably. He is horrible. Hide behind a corner or try to make him infight. That's all I can say.
But also,
Death
you
is a
don't need it
shattering
to. He doesn't need to fire like 9 Revenant missiles at a time. You could fire half the number of Revenant missiles and still be, scary and damaging.
It's just 3,
I
isn't
think
it?
he's whatever it is. It feels like one hit from those kills you, and he can. You know what it is? I think it's he can fire in triplets, but he can fire them like back to back, kind of like Revenants do. So
I
you
see.
could get hit potentially by like 6 at a time and die immediately.
Yeah.
experience for players who were hanging on for dear life in episode 5. And it may be a
Oh,
bad
you're going
habit
for it. Oh
of
my
mine
God.
to revere that which makes me suffer, but death
Oh, you got
is gonna
through!
stick in my head for a long,
Only
long
died
time,
like a split
whether I
second
like
after.
it or not. Grade A, difficulty X. Map 27, after
Great
map.
Yeah! Dancing mad!
Yes. Oh yes.
Oh man, I gotta say, I'm so glad I played this with the Super NES music.
Life 2.
Oh, you did end up doing that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Intimidating
It
display,
greatly adds to the map.
orchestrated psychopathy. Afterlife 2 was the last stop on your Scythe 2 campaign if you were playing in 2005.
Oh, you're just summoning them. Oh, you're just going. Shit, alright.
And I don't think the Map 27 slot
Yeah,
erases
man.
that sense of finality. Afterlife 2 is home to some of Scythe 2's most jaw-dropping visuals and powerhouse action set pieces. I've beaten this map the bare minimum number of times, and the second run took me over an hour to finish. It's one of the hardest maps I've ever played, but also one of the most striking visions of hell ever rendered in Doom, and its MIDI, Dancing Mad from Final Fantasy VI, is unbeatable.
Absolutely it is. Not beatable is what I mean. I need to play 6 again. I've only played it once. Or beaten it once, rather.
I mean, a lot of people think that's the best Final Fantasy game.
I do, it's true.
Since Afterlife 2 doesn't
No
give you a
BFG
BF,
in this map.
And this
Eric is such an asshole.
no BFG and this fucking rocket launcher secret that plagued me in my first playthrough. Ugh.
I heard about that.
Gee,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Alien Vendetta-inspired crucifixion courtyard is suicide to deal with directly.
You
Just
know,
run
I
away
just
and
noticed
hope
this the other day, or
Mhm.
I realized this the other day, but Speed of Doom MtPain27 pays homage to Afterlife 2. Like there's a central like countertop floor, like black and white checkered floor, a big keep, a hellish exterior with crucifixes and gibbets. But this also pays homage to Alien Vendetta. So it's like Alien Vendetta, Scythe 2, Speed of Doom, and they're all 4 years apart. Very interesting.
Yeah. Would you say these hell levels give you your crucifix? I'm sorry.
I'm not going to respond to that. I'm not going to dignify that with a
the horde
response.
cleans itself out, while you figure out a way to also get out of the fire after jumping the frying pan. Without the secret invulnerability, this sprint past the Cyber Demon, Revenants, and Pain Elementals will tear you to shreds.
As soon as I saw the Cyber Demon, I immediately just 180'd and just hid behind the pillar. Somehow. I did that both playthroughs, actually.
You can do that. For some reason, wait, I thought it locked you in when the cyber appears. Aren't there bars that lock you in with him?
They don't lock... Well, they lock you in with him, yes, but you can still stand behind the pillar with the mega armor on it. It's just there's pinkies that come up behind you.
Okay, because I never tried that. I didn't want to do a dance with him. So
You tried the funner route. This is the more exciting route.
it's pretty insane. Where did you use the invuln?
First playthrough, I grabbed it by accident because I got launched over there. So I used it in the, I used it in the cavern with the plasma gun. In the second playthrough, I did not use it.
You didn't use it at all?
I did not use it at all.
Oh, come on. That's what it's there for. It's not cheating.
Well, you can only get it with the archvile jump, right?
No, you can just run. You can bump into it.
What?
Yeah, you don't need an archvile jump to that. That's why it's not a secret.
God damn it! I thought you had to. I will remember that.
Playthrough.
Yep, third playthrough.
Play with Dancing Mad, the orchestral version.
The Final Fantasy XIV version. I think my third playthrough, I'm probably... Oh, if I can get there quick... I don't think I can get there quick enough. I was gonna grab it for the mountain fight. But
No, that's too long. You'd probably waste like 20 seconds just getting there.
Yeah, I would run out too fast. Well, trigger it, then run back, and then run back.
I actually like my strategy for this because it completely neuters this fight, and it's not fun without BFB.
It's not enjoyable, I agree.
And if that don't get you, my sister mountain surely will.
And this is such a movement 2 fight. Or a movement 4 fight, honestly.
Orchestrated psychopathy. The 5 Afrits in this map are the least of your problems. That's how hard Afterlife 2 is. Eric Alm at his most malevolent is about as scary as it gets. Grade A.
Fantastic map.
Map 28, Nightmare. 4 years after Scythe 2's initial release, Eric Alm released one last unholy trinity to finish out the set. Kicking off
Another
with
fantastic map.
unsubtle BFG-only slaughterfest.
This is really fun.
After the calculated frustration of death in Afterlife
cathartic.
2, Nightmare
Yeah.
plays like a power fantasy. You almost can't run out of ammo. The layout is a wide-open playground. And have I mentioned you've got a BFG?
Also ripped on in Speed
After
of
all we've
Doom,
been through
map
since map
28.
23,
Twilight
Nightmare is a
Massacre.
pushover. The only fight that scares me here is the last one.
And a
All
little
loses
bit
2
further than
phalanxes
Eric
of
Alm,
Cacos
but
and Pain
yeah.
Elementals and
Yeah.
a flock of Afrits on you. Even for a
Can't wait
well-trained
to
Doom
play
guy with
Speed
a
of
super
Doom.
weapon, it's a lot. The following year, Speed of Doom would improve on the BFG
Nope.
only concept in another map 28,
Yep.
Twilight Massacre. Grade B+, difficulty A. Map 29,
That probably
Dust.
deserves an A-.
That's
Oh,
my...
you don't like Dust to Dust?
No, I don't. I hate this map.
Yeah, that's not a common opinion, actually. There are some people who will defend it, but I think most people are neutral about it. It's an interesting map 29, and I'm glad that it's map 29 because it makes me appreciate map 30 more.
Yeah.
But it's so different. Like, Eric became a completely different mapper over the course of those 3 years. Like, this is just such a meaner, slower, more oblique map than he usually makes. It's just, it kind of takes longer to get through, but it's not that much harder, and it's not more exciting than his other stuff. So I think it's the weakest map in the episode by a lot.
I think it's the weakest episode, or I think it's the weakest map in the WAD.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't like it. I'm sorry.
There's definitely some issues with it, but I would put the overly the simplistic map 31 below this for sure. It's definitely, I don't like it that much though.
That's fair.
Strange, quiet, and maddening. Dust to Dust.
Maddening, yeah, you're right about that.
To use momentum. Without prior knowledge of triggers and important item locations, it's very easy to get lost, fall behind, or paint yourself into a corner. 4 years also seems to have changed Eric's mind about whether or not lava should hurt you in the final episode. Dust to Dust's pervasive use of damaging.
All right. Here, I have you with me, so we can both do this together now. Okay? Say it with me. Say it with me. Okay?
Alrighty.
Damaging floor.
Damaging floor
Is not a game mechanic.
is not a game mechanic.
It's just fucking stupid.
It's just fucking stupid.
Thank
I
you.
don't really agree with that. Actually, in this particular case, Eric should not have made the lava damaging because he didn't make it damaging the rest of the episode. It's very inconsistent, and I think he did just genuinely forget, or he wanted to make it hard and retconned it. I think damaging floor is universally bad. There are definitely fights and situations that are made more interesting by damaging floor, but when it's overused, it can be one of the most annoying things to deal with in Doom. And I think that this subterranean lava cavern with the Afrits and the Barons and the Hell Knights is a huge pain in the ass. I agree with that.
I think if it blocks the way you need to go, it's bad. I think if it's like a secret or something, whatever.
If it's unavoidable, like there are no rocks to tread on, and you have to pass through it a bunch of times, and you get like 3 rat suits the entire map, that can be extremely painful. But even like, again, if it's not like a puzzle map, it can construably be your fault.
Yeah.
Those maps usually benefit from replay. Dust to Dust actually doesn't.
It can turn to dust.
Convenient and distracting. The last thing this map needed was a combat
that
clock
cut.
with everything else
Afrit.
put into play. So many questions racing through my mind. Should I burn my shells on the early Afrits or let them float around until I can find something big for them to infight? How was I supposed to know this broken coffin was a mandatory part of the level progression? And why can I just walk over these yellow bars? Doesn't that break the... Never mind. Dust to Dust finishes out with an Archvile Afrit double date, which leaves an even sourer taste in my mouth than what was already left there by what came before.
Yeah, I didn't finish this fight. I just said fuck it and I just left. Also, I fucked up a quick save, and I saved right as a Baron scratched and killed me.
Yep, that sounds about what this map deserves.
I think I IDD, QD'd, and face rocketed, and then quick saved again, so I would get my health back to where it was, without having
Fair
to
enough.
just say fuck it.
50+, difficulty X-. Map 30, Haunting
Yeah!
Dreams. What a finish. Haunting Dreams is a slaughter extravaganza for the ages. No icon of sin, no final boss of any kind, just you, your BFG, Hell's Last Army, and some Symphony X. To get this party started, get an Archvile's attention, jump up here, and take the elevator to an invulnerability. Outside the fortress...
God damn it!
That is a good way to start. You don't have to do that, but it'll save you some soul spheres.
I didn't find any invuln.
You'll find a series of portals that warp you back to some familiar places, now with extra venom in their bite. Emerging from each pocket dimension causes another wave of enemies to flood the hellish hub.
Love this map. This is so good.
Preaching to the choir. This
It's
is just
Building to what...
You can boot this map up at any point and enjoy it.
I'm even thinking about doing that after this.
The climax of the map and the Megawad, a staggering crescendo of Archviles resurrecting their fallen comrades almost as fast as you can cut them down like crops at harvest time. Back and forth. You knew it all along, folks. You are the Scythe.
Still one of the best lines in the series, I think, in the series runtime.
I don't even know how it occurred to me when it occurred to me, but it was while I was writing the review. Like, it hit me that, oh yeah, maybe Scythe is a metaphor for Doom Guy.
Hell yeah.
And then during editing, this whole thing came
In the
together.
Gaia Temple Nightmare, turn immediately to your
special.
right and press the demon's face for a life-saving invuln.
Oh my god,
And from
you
there,
did
it's
this
a matter
without the
of
invuln
patience.
too?
No. I think the Afrits, yes, but I found it by accident. And I don't remember how I found it, but I used it on the Cybers, I'm pretty sure.
so annoying. It's like unavoidable damage, basically. I know there's like a Megasphere sitting there, but still, it's just so dumb.
Gently surviving the last outfit of Aphrits and rubbing out the stragglers. I can't imagine a better ending to Scythe 2 than the Technicolor slaughter of Haunting Dreams. Bravo. Grade A, difficulty A+.
A+.
I remember thinking I wasn't certain how I was gonna feel about the remaining the final 3 maps, especially Haunting Dreams, because of the way it ended on Afterlife 2. But he did perfect. It's perfect.
I agree.
So, talk about a comeback. It took me over a year to get around to finishing Scythe 2. Death, Afterlife 2, and Dust to Dust left me devastated, powerless, frustrated, and despairing. It took time, research, and hard-earned experience, but in the end, I overcame them all. I remember looking at this very cast call screen.
You can't see it, but I'm doing the skeleton pose too.
Glaring at the disco dancing skeleton and saying, that just wasn't worth it. But you know what? I've had a major change of heart. Scythe 2's scenic variety is incredible, its maps are always in motion and full of clever ideas, and the ending is sensational. I can now finally see why so many people include Scythe 2 in their list of Desert Island WODs. It takes a long time to master, but it absolutely rewards your effort and attention. My final grade for this all-time classic is an A. Once again, it's hard to summarize Scythe 2's difficulty in a single mark, but I'm gonna give it an X-, which represents not the mean of the map set's difficulty grades, but rather how hard it is to complete Scythe 2 back to front. Now for my Dean's List. Valedictorian. This was very hard. There's lots of competition, but I'm gonna go with Map 24, Gaia's Temple.
I am so surprised Gaia's Temple won.
Yeah, that was one of the hardest valedictorians I've ever picked, because I didn't really want to give it to Haunting Dreams, because it's like in a special slot. It's like a better map 30 than most map 30s by a long shot. But it also, that gives it sort of an advantage. Like, it looks better by comparison against maps in that slot, but it's harder to be a good map 24, because it's just, you know, one of those maps. But Gaia's Temple's just beautiful, and I love the scenery and the fights. Oh, very, very frustrating the first time. Got to be very satisfying on returning playthroughs. Death and Afterlife 2 I also considered a very, like, joint experience. They were just too hard to go to number 1. I just didn't enjoy them as much as Gaia's Temple.
Yeah, and same for me. Afterlife 2 got 2nd place. Haunting Dreams is just the funnest map on the WOD by a mile for me. Despite dancing.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. I kind of, like, I feel like I... You know what? A big part of my whole Doom process and how I, like, digest maps is I play them the first time, and I usually have the worst time playing them the first time. And then I tend to enjoy most maps, like, either from a little bit more to a lot more the second time. I enjoyed Haunting Dreams a lot more the second time, but I only finished it the second time, like, 3 days before this video came out. So it didn't really get the time to, like, marinate. By the end of the season, though, it was definitely, like, in my mind, best map 30 of all time.
Yeah, I remembered. I remembered in the season 2 graduation, Haunting Dreams got a little segment, got a little regrade, a little bump up.
Yep.
Excellent.
Salutatorian is going to be a tie between maps 26 and 27, Death and Afterlife 2. Class President, map 27, Afterlife 2, and the dunce cap goes to map 31, Secret. Scythe 2 clearly also deserves an honor.
The fucking screenshot of just the marine right there.
Here we go. It's a long one, so I'll read it fast. Map 1, Castle Entryway. Map 3,
skip through
Castle
this
Garden.
because you can see it on the screen.
Yeah, it's all right there. And then I think it's the...
But you know I've read them. Now, I'd like to take a moment.
Yeah, it's the patron stuff.
Yep,
Alright, we have successfully wrapped this up. Oh, wait. Wrap this up so you can go to
I
bed.
just thank Eric Allen for, yeah.
Okay. Well!
Sisters of Mercy, basically.
What a fantastic
go.
WOD. Thank you for suggesting that we do this together. This was delightful.
Yeah, it was really fun. This is like a super special one. That's why I wanted to do it. I feel like I might be willing to join you for something like Speed of Doom, because that WOD is also very near and dear to my heart, and it feels like a landmark in the Doom community. In terms of its fusion of classical, you know, megawads and mapping styles that also became its own legendary landmark set in the process.
Right.
Scythe 2 is one of those. Trying to think, like Ancient Aliens might be one that would be like, I guess in 2025 we'll get to Ancient Aliens.
Probably 2024, if not 2023. Speed of Doom,
Yeah.
most definitely 2023.
Yeah, definitely next year. But anyway, I hope that my commentary on my commentary was helpful. I know that these videos are. I mean, like we watch these for your reactions, but I think this provided a good structure for conversation about Scythe 2.
Yeah, no, this was fantastic. Thank you for staying up past your bedtime to do this. All right.
My pleasure.
Good night, friends.